Hi, this is Joseph Arthur. Thanks for checking out Come to Where I'm From. Please support us on Patreon, patreon.com/come to where I'm from. We are an independent podcast, and any contributions you can make are greatly appreciated. How was your birthday party? I heard it was a bash. I'm mad that I missed it.
Which one? I had about 5.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Nice. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
The one here, I guess there was a cake.
Oh, it was wonderful. Too bad you missed it.
I
It
know.
was so beautiful and so much fun and the great DJ. And then it was the day after my birthday, and I was like, I don't want to hear about my birthday ever again.
Right.
And then, surprise, surprise, there came the birthday cake, and my friend Emily is like amazing burlesque dancer, and she popped out, and it was a riot.
Yeah,
It's really nice. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best thing about a birthday is like the day after when you don't have to deal with it for a whole other year.
Exactly.
Same thing with the holidays,
The holidays.
in my opinion.
Yeah, no, the holidays can come ever so often.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sitting down and doing the interview with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Ellen von Unwerth, is that saying it that correctly?
Yeah, in English. In German, it's Ellen von Unwerth. That's
Okay.
really, but
Ellen von Unwerth. Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
in Germany.
Where in Germany?
I'm born in Frankfurt, but then I went to the south, to the mountains. I grew up in the Alps, Bavaria,
Yeah.
kind of a Heidi.
What's a Heidi?
You don't know Heidi, the story about the little girl who grew up with
In
her
the mountains?
grandpa, with the
No.
mountains and the goats, and
I know Heidi.
yeah, Heidi. What's
I
that?
don't-
Oh, Heidi.
It's like an old,
Where have I
old
been?
movie.
What did you grow up with? But I guess.
In Ohio. They don't teach us things.
Well, there's lots of movies about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, but you also grew up in foster care, correct?
Yes, I was in a couple of foster homes, and when I was 16, I moved out and was on my own.
Went on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that experience like growing up in foster care?
But it was not really amazing, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
That's what I always say, because, you have to fight, and you have to find the people who are good for you, and then it's a good lesson for life.
Yeah. And then also I feel like successful artists always seem to have some kind of rough beginning.
Yes, exactly. That's what I say. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and that's
Yeah.
true. Lots of artists I know also. It's crazy the life they had, often, or like a kind
Abuse.
of yeah.
Do you think that made you explore your imagination as a young person or discover that side of yourself?
Yeah, definitely. Lots of times unhappy, so you kind of escape in your fantasy world, and think of another life which would be better. So I was thinking of being. I couldn't decide if I wanted to be princess or gypsy.
So now you're both.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. It was a little bit my dream, and it was. But I don't look back. It was still. I had still lots of good experiences,
Yeah.
and it was great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that does happen. Like if you have some trauma in your childhood, you end up going into your imagination and sort of exercising it like a weightlifter exercising their body or something like that.
Yeah. No. Exactly. Yeah.
So, and how old were you when you got discovered to start modeling?
I was like, I was in the mountains at school, and then I moved to Munich, and I think I was like 18.
18.
And it was the first time I wanted to go to university, and model, how you call them? Scout stopped me in front of the door and asked me if I was free to do a job for some hair product. And I said, like, yes. I turned around, never went to university. That was the end of my
That was the
education. But I don't regret it.
No, why would you?
No,
Look,
no.
look what's happened. We're sitting in a museum
I know.
housing your wonderful work. So,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, I don't think you need to regret anything. So it kind of took off. You just became a model and got work and all that. That's a
Yes.
tough grind unless you're like upper level, I think.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah. But I didn't take it too serious. You know, like
Yeah.
also before that, I was living in a hippie community.
Okay.
When I was 16, I left home, and then I was allowed to live on my own and got some money from the government, you know, but not much. And then I was living in a hippie community with my friends in the mountains. We had dogs and played music, so was
How'd you
very
find that?
free spirited. I didn't really like care so much about money or anything.
Mhm.
It was the late 70s,
Yeah, you
and
were young and free.
yeah, and we had so much fun, and so you know, I was not really so worried about my life. But I guess when you're young, you don't really worry so much.
Yeah.
Maybe different nowadays. But that was really wonderful, and also, you know, played a lot on the way I think, the way I see things. You know, once a hippie, always a hippie.
Yeah.
And
How did you find the hippie community, or did the hippie community find you?
no, it was just friends. We decided to live together.
Uh-huh.
And we found an old farmhouse, and we lived together for like maybe a year.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best time. So much fun.
Did you guys do any kind of meditation rituals or anything? Like when I think of a community, I think of like some kind of spiritual center to it too. Was there anything like that? Or was it
No.
just an open-ended party?
Not so much party. Yeah, I mean, people came from everywhere. People, you know, stopped by, and they came from India, from Afghanistan, other places, and it was like more of a party. Yeah,
Yeah.
people took drugs and
That's
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, not me, because I didn't like it. People always said, "Oh, you fall into it when you were born."
Right. Oh, you already had drugs in your brain?
I think so.
Yeah. You're a dreamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then when I moved to Munich, you know, and I was discovered as a model, so it was kind of going with the flow. And then I saw the Circus Roncalli.
Oh, right. You joined the circus.
Yes.
How wild is that?
I know.
That's an interesting turn in your life,
Yes,
I feel like. 'Cause
exactly.
your photography has some of that in it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but you know, it was still like, you know, it was like hitchhiking all over the place, and you know, it was just another adventure. I saw the circus, which was a very special circus. It was more like emotional, romantic. You know, they had like a clown playing on a saw, how you call it, the violin, and lots of romantic
Was
acts.
it a sad face clown playing
Yeah,
the saw?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was in love with the MC. He was a marionette.
Oh, really?
That played also that I joined the circus.
Did you have a job at the circus?
Yes.
Doing what?
Well, I was more like in between each act, a girl walks around with a fishnet stocking and a star, like announcing the next act.
Okay.
And
Like a boxing ring girl. kind of
yeah, kind of. But you know, with a glitter costume and the top hat and lots of makeup, and we. You know, when people came in, we put like patchouli perfume on them and like blue bubbles, so like jobs like this. And then the assistant of the clown, just the knife thrower threw a knife at me, and
Nuh-uh.
like, yeah.
You let him do that?
Only once, because it kind of touched me, so
Yeah.
it's like, no, that's not for me.
And how? Where's the marionette now?
I don't know.
You didn't keep in touch?
No, I only liked him when he was like white, when he had the white makeup. When he
Yo.
took it off, he had like lots of pimples. So I was like, when I left the
Really?
circus, I
Bad
left.
skin will ruin love for you. Oh my God.
You know, when you're young, you're picky.
Yeah. And when you're old, you're even pickier.
Exactly.
You know? Actually, you just loved him because he was a puppet.
Yeah,
And then when
exactly.
he wasn't a puppet,
No,
you
then
were
I
like,
was
wait,
like,
you're a
oh
person?
no, pimples.
kind of like a metaphor for lots of relationships, I feel like.
Exactly,
You know, in
you
the early
love-
stages, you're like, you're my ideal, and then
Yes.
slowly the makeup comes
Yeah,
off, and you're like,
it's true.
wait,
Totally.
there's pimples there. Get away from me.
No, but it's true. It's like first you only go for the outside, and then later on, you learn the person better. But that was a great experience.
How long was that, the circus?
Maybe half a year, and then they moved on. But I stayed in Munich and kept on with my modeling career, which took off slowly. And then I got a call from John Casablanca to come to Paris.
Yeah, is that Julian Casablanca's dad?
I don't know.
You from the Strokes?
Yeah, I think so.
I
yes,
think so too.
Yes. He was a big, huge agent at the
Right.
time, and like all the girls wanted to be in his agency, elite. And he called me in Munich, and I was like, I want you to come to Paris. I was like, okay. I packed my stuff and went the next day.
That's amazing.
And never came back.
Right.
I mean, came back just to visit, but never.
Never lived.
No.
You took off at that point.
Yeah.
And so, how'd you like Paris?
You know, I met my boyfriend the first day.
The one who gave you the
Camera.
fateful camera.
Later on,
Yeah.
7 years
the one
later.
Who handed your new dream to you.
Exactly.
What a guy.
He didn't know what he was doing
I
because.
guess he didn't have pimples.
No, he was gorgeous.
No, he was gorgeous.
Yeah. He didn't know that he was awakening a monster.
No, he
when
didn't.
He
He did not.
Wow.
Because then my career went like this, and his. But I
No.
shouldn't say that. It's not nice because
That
he
is
taught me
not
so
nice.
much. But I see him sometimes. Maybe you have to take that out. That's not nice to say.
No, it's fine. What he did, he taught you how to like see when the dot appeared and then push
Exactly.
the button.
Exactly.
I heard you talk about
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah, it's
you
a
just had
plus,
basic level.
A plus, a circle, and a minus. When the circle lights up, you press. That
Right.
was.
That's all it takes.
And that's how I learned. And then I started to take pictures of my friends, of my model friends,
Yeah.
and dressed them up, did their makeup, everything, and put them in situations. And also I did a lot of reportage, documentary photography.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to Kenya,
Right.
still as a model, and I photographed people in the street, and I went to villages and photographed the women with the kids, and when I came back to Paris, my friends who had a magazine, I showed them the pictures, and they were like, "Ellen, did you do this?" And I was like, "Yes." And they couldn't believe it because models are always considered as stupid. So when they do something, it's like really surprising.
Even
So
more amazing.
Nobody could believe it. And that's how it took off. Then they published 6 pages, and
What year are we at? Roughly.
like 30 years ago. Yeah, a bit more maybe. And then I just got very, like I didn't know I had this talent. I have to thank my boyfriend to give me the camera because I didn't know. It was like I didn't know what to do. It was like modeling for 10 years, and then the time came to do something else, and I really had no idea. And he gave me the camera, and it was like, discovered that passion, and it was amazing.
It is amazing when you think about it, because like, have you ever thought about like what would have happened had he not given you that camera? Do you think you would have discovered photography, or do you think you would have
Probably
taken
not.
Right.
Because I was not actually that interested in
Right, I
it,
heard you talk
weirdly
about
enough.
that, yeah.
But also we had a dark room in our apartment, and he always took pictures of me.
Right.
Then he would only develop one, but the contract share is 36, so I wanted to see the other ones in big, so he taught me how to develop. It's like poor narcissism, which is terrible, but...
Well, that's healthy narcissism.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But anyway,
is.
that's how I discovered how to do printing.
Right.
And I would spend nights in the dark room, always listening to Radio Nova and developing my pictures, and it was so much fun. And afterwards, when I started to take pictures of models, I did all the printing myself.
Right.
In a tiny little bathroom, and I stuck them all in the wall. It was like really fun times.
That is fun.
Yeah, kind of miss it, but
Now you're digital.
Exactly, unfortunately.
What do you shoot with?
Everything. Canon, like a little snappy. I've always snappy, so I call them snappy, little, digital
Point and
cameras.
shoot.
Point and shoot and have. So I'm going back again to shoot more film again, but it's difficult.
Why?
It's difficult because it's so quick, with the digital, you check the picture, you have it there.
There's no instant gratification.
Yeah.
Do you still think, like, with all the filters and stuff, can you still tell the difference between film and digital? Or are they getting it to the point where you can't really tell?
I mean, I don't know. Can you tell? I mean, there's some pictures which are digital and some which are not.
How about that one?
That's film.
Yeah, that looks like film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got an appealing grain quality.
Yes,
to it.
it's this.
That's film?
Yeah.
Well, that looks old, so I would guess. But Lana looks digital behind Joe.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Good guess.
Yeah. Is that digital?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With film, it's just a little bit more depth. And a
Right.
little bit more, and the grain is beautiful. Even you can add the grain, but it's not the same, really. And often it has a little bit more emotion. I think that's why I should really get. Everybody says, Ellen, you should shoot film again, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
Because it's just more of an effort. But
But maybe it's worth it.
I know.
Yeah. How much time do you spend before a shoot on like a mood board or a storyline to prepare?
It varies. Sometimes, like a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
I come up with an idea, and then either we have the talent already, like let's say we shoot Paris Hilton. So then, I think about her and what kind of role she could play, and then we decide with my team which location we go, what team we have for her makeup and styling, and we do, like you say, mood boards that didn't exist before.
Mm-hmm.
The mood board was here. Now we have to do mood boards for everything, which is great because then people know what they have to do. But before, people were just more creative. It was just more in their heads.
Yeah.
You didn't have to send out mood boards. But it's helpful, and then we put the team together, and it's like doing a little movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to prepare and then just let go. And
Exactly, because it's not a movie. So
Right.
so you can actually let go and just be spontaneous, and you don't have to follow like a strict script,
right.
which is a big difference to film.
Have you ever thought about making a film?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I
I'm
would
thinking
think that
about
would be
it.
a natural progression in a way.
Yes, I'm actually planning to we casting.
Oh, you're casting?
Yeah, we're starting the casting. So if anybody's out there.
I'm right here.
Ah, okay. Well, let me
I'm
see.
just saying,
What
like,
character you can
you
be?
know.
Well, there's this village scene.
A what? A village scene?
No, I'm joking.
Well, the village idiot? Is that what you were about to say?
No.
Okay, good,
He has a
thank you.
different hairdo.
The village idiot?
They always have
Yeah.
this kind of hairdo.
Yeah.
The bangs.
What's the film?
It's actually my book Revenge. I don't know if you know
Okay.
it.
I don't know it specifically.
No, it's
No.
there's some pictures here
Yeah.
in the room, and it's like we made this into a script, and
Okay. Did you write it?
I wrote the book is like it is written like a photo novella, they say. And
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I wrote the story for the book, and then we photographed it like a movie.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it really has like a thread going through. So I had the original idea, and then we had somebody else writing it, the script.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
So when are you gonna plan on doing that?
soon when it gets warm,
When it gets warm?
because
yeah.
there's not a lot of clothes involved. So it needs to be summer.
Yeah, well, I'm right here. If you need especially with the no clothes involved. I mean,
You seem more interested suddenly.
Yeah, like just,
I saw that little.
yeah. So when you first discovered, back to when you were first like discovering this gift, what was the feeling like when you would see the images come back, and did you know that there was something special about what you were doing?
Well, when I was modeling, I was really always frustrated because I personally didn't think I was that beautiful, so I always felt uncomfortable in front of the camera, and I always wanted to be silly and move or express, and the photographer was always like, no, don't move, look to the left, look to the right. And when I started to take pictures of my people, I asked them, I encouraged the movement, expression, live in front of the camera, show me your personality. And so when the pictures came back, I didn't really think, did I do something special, but I just loved them. I just loved, and to see the pictures, of the girl like screaming or crying or whatever. And it was just, for me, it was just like a great pleasure to look at them and then choose, edit, the editing process. So you need to find the best one. And no, I just had really fun with it, and I was actually surprised that people responded to it. So it was great.
How long were you doing it before the famous Claudia Schiffer Guess campaign happened that kind of blew you up?
Yeah, actually it was like I had my camera maybe for like half a year, because
that's it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because
wow.
Because as I said, like the magazine who printed my pictures of the reportage pictures of Kenya. Afterwards they asked me to do another story for the magazine, so I shot something in Pigalle, a little bit like the working girls in Pigalle in Paris, also very reportage style.
Reportage or reportage?
No, but with models.
Yeah.
So I made them act and dress them up like that. And then
so that engage that, we got to tell a story here.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Like with a pimp.
I could play the pimp in Revenge.
I could see that, yes.
It's better than the Village Idiot, but only slightly.
Yeah, nowadays.
Yeah, maybe not. You're right.
We find some. Let's go.
Put me back
Keep on
to
going.
The Village Idiot. I'll cut my hair.
Yeah. Nowadays. Anyway, so what we're talking about?
About Claudia.
Right
well, there.
You're in Pigalle, and
exactly.
You're doing the reportage.
And then Katherine Hamnett from, I don't know if you know Katherine Hamnett, she's an amazing designer from London, always very provocative, always very political, involved also. She gave me her campaign. She asked me to shoot her campaign. So I shot it once, and then the second time I had worked with Claudia, and the thing with Claudia was I'm sure you heard the story.
Brigitte Bardot.
Exactly. That
I was born on the same day as Brigitte Bardot.
No.
Yeah, September 28th. I mean, not the same year.
Okay. Because I was like, really?
You're looking good, Joe.
Thanks. I'm 125 years old. No.
Oh, that's not nice to say. No,
I don't know how old she is, but I'm just saying.
Anyway. So I shot her for Katherine Hamnett first, and then I proposed it to Paul Marciano from Guess, and he was like, yeah, okay, let's try it. And we went to Nashville and made her look like a little Dolly Parton meets Brigitte Bardot, and it was like a huge success. I mean, it was like surprising.
Yeah. And
wonderful. So it kind of started off Claudia. Everybody was crazy about Claudia. Guess blew up, and for me it was good too.
Yeah, it was. I remember that. I remember when.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you were born then? Oh, good.
Yeah, I was in Ohio, and I remember that.
Yes.
I was like a teenage dude in Ohio.
Oh, really?
Even I remember that. Yeah.
Okay.
That was that made a big impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of people always ask me about those.
So, but what was it like after that, when you then were kind of a superstar photographer? Or
superstar,
okay, but very successful. Did that bolster you in an incredible way? Was that an amazing feeling, or was
Yeah,
it confusing?
no, it was just like, I really got to work a lot. I got like to work with American Vogue. I worked for The Face. I shot like so many celebrities for interview. It was just fun. And like, some people that didn't really understand my style, they were like, oh, but this looks like a snapshot. And I'm like, no, that's not supposed to look like a snapshot. I always wanted to have something spontaneous and not
Haters
to pose.
gonna hate. You know what I mean?
You can never make everybody happy.
No, haters gonna hate. Yeah.
And also, also my pictures are very, very grainy. I love the black and white. So, some people had problems with that, but like, it's still my career took off, and I had so many incredible shoots with so many incredible people.
Yeah, you like the spontaneous moment, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
When something happens, when the girl is posing, it's like, okay, click, click, okay, got it.
Right.
So, so I like even when somebody walks through the picture, or like, this like just something. That's the magic of photography.
I think so too.
That you can capture something, and of course you can plan it, and that can be very nice too. But when something special happens, it's always.
So I dabble in photography, so I'm just curious. Like, obviously, it all looks like snapshots.
Yeah.
But you're saying every single photo is properly planned, and you take the time. Nothing is like you show up and just wing it. But when you're in a shoot like that, and you're in digital, and you see the photo, and you're like, okay, I got it. Do you stop if it's like after a minute, or do you keep going for another half hour to see what else you can get?
No, I'm old school. I don't really look.
You don't look?
No.
Oh.
I don't really look. I just have fun shooting. And then...
so you do the full hour?
Yeah. And then sometimes I look, to make sure like I like the texture of the picture, what the digital tech is working on. But I don't really like to look and spend like hours. I know some people spend hours looking at the pictures, through the pictures, but then you lose kind of the momentum, and the talent gets bored, and everybody gets bored, and like you start thinking too much about the picture.
Well, you start engaging your mind instead of like just the
exactly
spirit of the situation. Like once you make it mental, that should be later when you're editing.
Yeah, that's also the fun moment. But actually, when I shoot, I just like go here and there, and let's blend this, and so that's more like that.
The way Jackson Pollock paints.
Yeah, I guess so.
You splatter. Like,
yeah. No. Yeah. Maybe to think about that.
Free though. Free.
Yeah. Well, free, but with a concept. You know, of course we have to, it has to look like something. You have to have an idea before. But, like, for example, this picture of Claudia, she was like, one moment I said to her, just jump up on the car, because you cannot see the car, but she's standing on a car. That's why the guy is down there. So she's standing on a convertible. And, like I planned to shoot the convertible and with her in the car, but it ended up her on the car, and we don't even see the car. So, you plan it, but then you go with the flow.
There's a certain kind of feeling you get when you stand on a car. No, but it like does something to your whole being.
Yeah. With the heels, and the guy, the owner, screaming, "Don't scratch my car!"
Right. Where was that one?
That was in Nashville.
In Nashville.
Yeah.
Where do you live now?
New York.
Oh, you live here.
I live in New York, and I have also a pied-à-terre in Paris.
Oh, okay.
And Berlin.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I live in the plane, basically.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go in a bit. Yeah.
Where are you going?
Paris.
Back to Paris?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a first. Somebody's like, I got to end the podcast. I got to go to Paris.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
Are you thrilled the way this show has been received? Or well, the way it is?
We're in Fotografiska.
Fotografiska NYC.
I mean, it's so amazing. I'm so proud to be here. We had the show already in Sweden.
Oh, okay.
And it was really great in Sweden. I think it was a success. That's why they asked me to come back. And In Sweden, it was much bigger. The place was much bigger, so it was had like a totally different feeling. But like because the place is smaller, we had also to exchange a couple of pictures. And I really love how it looks. It's very intimate, and it's kind of like an adventure ride going through the rooms.
Yeah.
Like I think they did a beautiful job, and very thankful. And
how do you decide on the photos? Is the editing process like grueling, or is it easy? Does a certain one jump out and say this is obviously it, or do you go back and forth?
well, this one when they asked me to do a kind of a retrospective, it's like I have so many pictures. It is like really hard, and I was like, what should we do? And I worked with curator Nadine Barth. And she, so we worked, we talked about it together, and I said, of course, it's like the time for the woman, let's do it all about woman. Also is my favorite subject. And she actually came up with the ideas of, she looked through lots of my pictures, and she said, there's always these emotions coming back in your pictures. And why don't we there's 7 rooms in Stockholm, there were 7 rooms. Why don't we do 7 emotions in each room? And I said that's a great idea. So I don't know if you've seen it. There's like the 7 emotions, like passion. No, let's start with play, power, drama, gender, passion, love, and lust. So once you have a theme, it's easier to actually make a choice. Because then you really can have fun with it. You just look for the pictures which fit to the different themes, and you can like even have a little bit of juxtapositions. It was really fun, but still, it's very, very hard to choose. But then there's just like some pictures that just stand out. Some that go in a magazine, and they're nice, but then some you just feel that they have a strength or something captivating, and you want to see them on a wall. Not every picture is right for a wall. So this is like a very instinctive kind of choice you make.
So it's gut.
All of it. Even the way I choose pictures, it's really, I can go through my computer and I can talk with somebody and edit. It's really the gut feeling.
So just a certain one will stand out, and you get that feeling.
The emotion.
Just go with it.
I
like the title of this, Devotion. I like the energy of devotion. Why'd you call this Devotion?
Just devotion to the photography, devotion to the women, and devotion to life.
Right.
So that was the idea.
Is your work a way of celebrating life?
Definitely. I love to capture life. That's that's like you just looked at the picture of Bowie and Kate. That's really a little slice of life which I captured, and it's like it's a great memory.
What's the story behind that photo?
Well, this was a shooting for English magazine. I can't remember the name, but they asked me to shoot David Bowie and Kate. Of course, that's a dream. What a couple. And they didn't know each other, but he's so cool, and she's so cool, so it's like straight away clicking. And I came up with the idea of doing like a shoot like what's the name with Verushka, the photographer, like David Bailey and Verushka. Blow Up. Yes.
John Travolta.
No. Blow Up is...
I thought it was a John Travolta movie.
Oh, you have to go into the movies. Like you don't know Heidi, you don't know Blow Up.
Blow Up doesn't have John Travolta in it?
I don't know Blow Up
either.
What am I thinking of?
That's Blow.
That's Blow. No, that's Johnny Depp, Blow.
Okay.
Which is a Kate Moss
connection. Right. 6 Degrees of Kate Moss. So Blow Up's a film that you were inspired by.
Yes, it's a movie about David Bailey kind of, and Verushka is playing the model, and so it was like I asked David Bowie to be the photographer, and he had total fun with it, and I think it was at the end when I said goodbye or something. I just had the camera still, and he was like, we were doing the paparazzi thing, and he was like, and that's the picture. And I just love it because he's so protective over her, and she's like cuddling next to him, and it's just super nice memory.
And it's the spontaneous moment as well.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sort of
So
the
it's like the
unplanned.
picture which is really standing out. There's lots of beautiful picture from that series, but that's kind of the picture everybody loves because it has that like unexpected movement to it.
Does it drive you crazy having a bunch of pictures that no one's seen that you know are really good as well? Like, does that ever bug you or not really?
No. I mean, you know what? I'm working on books, so I hope, I will have many more shows. And I'm just like doing my archive, and I have so many pictures people haven't seen, but I'm planning on bringing them out there.
Right, because I'm thinking of that Bowie shoot. There's all these other photos
I
that
know.
you took. There's got to be some amazing
Yeah,
ones.
yeah. There are, yeah.
In doing some research for this, I discovered that you shot the whole album cover, Live Through This.
Yeah.
I always liked that album cover a lot, and I never really knew why, but there's some kind of really great energy there. What's the story behind that?
Well, Courtney called me
Right.
at home. We talked for a long time. She did most of the talking. But, it was really nice. And so she just said that she wanted me to do her album cover, but she didn't want to be on it herself, which is very rare,
Yeah.
And she had this idea of Carrie. She loved the movie Carrie, that scene when, she gets like the blood on the head. Yeah. So we kind of reenacted this shoot,
Wow,
this
that's
movie, and had this girl Leilani as the model, and yeah, it was cool. I thought it was cool that she wanted that image, And I shot. We did 2 shooting days. Like one, I shot her and the band.
Uh-huh.
And she was amazing. I mean, the band was amazing too, but she, of course, stood out. And I wanted to do more pictures of her herself, but she was very, no, I wanted to be photographed with the band, And also, what was funny is that we shot in one of those little houses in LA, and it had a pool, like kind of 60s suburban house. And it had a pool. It was really freezing cold. But then I saw there was a frog, like a stone frog in the pool. And I showed it to her, and she jumped in. She jumped into the pool and pulled out the stone frog and kissed it, like the princess. And I thought that was really pretty amazing.
Where's that photo? Did you ever show it?
To be honest, the picture wasn't that great because, the hair was like, the makeup was like smudged. It was not the best picture, but it's a great memory.
Yeah.
Actually, I should dig it out again to see. Maybe it's with
Probably.
Some things get better with the time. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, time is forgiven that way.
yeah.
It's interesting. Do you think, like, I make music and stuff like that, so I have like, and even doing this podcast, just like the way making stuff in time, and then thinking back, and then like, I don't know. Do you get nostalgic for old times when you look back at your work or anything like that, or get sad about the way life just keeps moving?
No, not. I wouldn't say sad, but like for example, I don't know if you saw the movies they're playing here. Like there's a movie of Asadin Alaya. I don't know if you've seen it. A black and white movie with always at the time of the top models. It's like Christy Turlington, Linda Evangelista, Naomi, and all these girls when they were really on the top of their career, and that was really like a super fun, glamorous time. And it's not really the same anymore. I didn't think people have so much fun anymore. Those girls really had fun. I mean, it was backstage. Yeah. If you see the movie, we were like in the beginning, first backstage, and they were drinking champagne and chatting, and then you see the show with all the amazing clothes. And you see also Asadine like preparing last-minute stitching and everything. And then, I just took the girls out and we went into a bar and they started dancing on the bar. And that's like really that's for me, it's like really like a really great moment. And I was lucky enough to capture it.
Yeah.
That film, yeah.
Do you do anything to prepare yourself before a shoot or to get your headspace in the right way, like meditation or yoga or anything like that?
I do a little bit of yoga, but maybe 2 minutes a day.
2 minutes? A whole 2 minutes?
I know. And then I try to do meditation, but like usually for half a minute.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like Mick Rock does this like pranayama breathing before a shoot.
Ah,
like,
okay.
or I've seen in interviews.
That's
he-
cool.
Yeah, yeah. He
That's
does,
very
like,
cool.
Gets it, you know, like, so there's, or do you just roll in and that's it?
Coffee
Coffee.
and
Coffee and half a minute of meditation. That's it. That's all it takes.
yeah, no. Usually I have so much stuff to do, and also, you know, with the time change, you always like wake up and already have like so many mails, and yeah, more like this, and you know, always like at 5 o'clock, a little champagne helps.
Yeah.
Get everybody in the really good mood. So
What about that photo right there? That's really interesting. It
That's
reminds
Naomi?
me.
yes, that was I think in LA on Sunset. No, it's New York. Obviously, it's a yellow
Yeah.
cab.
Well, no, it's not a yellow cab.
No, those
it's
look
not?
like
It look, I
sports
thought
cars.
it was at first, but it's not.
Yeah, because I think it was
Titled
in LA.
I
Midnight.
think that's LA.
Yeah. So we were just like doing a shoot in this really amazing club, like bar, which also kind of disappeared now. So many places disappear these days.
Yeah.
So, and we just had Naomi running outside, and it's just the light from the street light, and yep.
It's great. It's got a very, I don't know, something moody about it, and somewhat haunting too,
Yeah.
but playful too.
Yeah. Thank you.
The nighttime vibe. So what do you think of this day and age when everybody has cameras and Instagram and everyone's a photographer and everyone's a model? What do you make of all that?
Well, it's great that people have fun,
Mhm.
you know, and like explore and have fun with it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I think there's so much imagery out there now that people get confused and
Yeah.
don't know anymore what's a good picture, you know, because there's so much.
Right.
Like,
They feel the need to post regardless of the quality. There's no quality control.
yeah, exactly. And even brands don't really care anymore. You know, they rather give the outfit to a model who has like millions of followers than
Yeah.
actually sell a dream in a picture.
Right.
So that's kind of changed, and so, you know, it has good sides and bad sides, but you know, things gonna move on. Who knows what's gonna be next?
Yeah.
It's great that people have fun and can explore and be artistic. I mean, an iPhone is so has so many possibilities. You can do so much stuff with it. Also,
Well, it's turning everybody into a creative, which I think is good.
I think it's good. Yeah,
ultimately.
yeah. I mean, you can edit, or you can edit a film on it, and thousands of filters and like layouts and whatnot.
Do you shoot with an iPhone?
You know what? Yes, because you know, like I shoot, like I go to a party and then I do my pictures with my little camera, but then I have to download them and like, you know, but you know, like other people have it up already, so I started also to shoot a lot with iPhone, and it actually takes nice pictures.
Yeah, I think so too. I want to get the new one with the 3 cameras.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, really?
No, my colleague, she has it, and it's really like.
Clumpy.
I guess you have to learn it, but it's a slower kind of process because it's lots and lots and lots of possibilities. But
Yeah.
you know, once you have it down, it might be good.
And so, also you did press photos for Duran Duran.
Yes,
Back in the 80s?
I
Or
did so
no, it was in the
many.
90s.
For a couple
Oh,
of years.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I did a lot of shoots with them. Yeah, super. You know, they're friends, and I even did 2 videos with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but both videos didn't get released.
Oh, no.
The one was called Electric Barbarella, and I did.
I remember that.
Yes.
That was like when they came out again.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
but it was banned.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
by the feminists. I thought it was like, sexist. I don't know, because I had a girl playing the electric Barbarella.
Yeah.
And I made her walk like a robot, which
I
is
remember
like
that.
so relevant for today. You know, you have all those
Yeah.
robots and sex dolls and whatnot, and but
They thought it objectified women.
yeah, but it's so funny and humorous, and also the doll wins in in the end. She revolts, she rebels and throws everything, and
Yeah.
so I don't know why people don't see that.
Yeah, these are wild times that we're living in. Our freedoms are being sort of impinged upon, I think, in terms of free speech and stuff like freedom of expression or stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of freedom, but there's not much, you have to be careful whatever you say.
Do you take a lot of flack in terms of like from feminists or something like that about some of the sort of more sort of racy photos or somewhat objectify? I mean, I know you like to empower women and stuff like that, but have you taken any heat?
Not really. I mean, not major. I think people feel that it's a woman taking the pictures, and they don't, they mostly like them. They actually say they feel empowered by them, and they love the way I photograph women. So I didn't really, no. But, I'm sure there's people who don't understand, but, as I say, you cannot please everybody. You
Right.
do what you do, and
you can tell the difference between if a man takes a photo and a woman takes a photo, I heard you say.
No. Did I say that? No.
Yeah, you
no.
You said something like that.
I said that
The man has more, thinks more about technique, and the woman.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. But you cannot really tell, But I
Right.
sometimes when you know that you can feel there's a little bit of more depth in a woman's photography. I feel that, but there's all very different kind of men and very different kind of women. So
Yeah.
you cannot really generalize.
Right. That's true.
On his comment on Duran Duran, a lot of your photos are models, there's actors, and there's musicians. What's the difference working with musicians, getting them in front of the camera versus the models? Is it easier, or do you find it difficult sometimes?
Well, models are, you tell them what to do, you put the clothes on them, and then they, that's their job. They move in front of the camera. So when you have somebody like Rihanna or Madonna, you have to kind of bring out their beauty and in their personality. And so it's a little bit more of a challenge. You have to make them feel comfortable. They have, you
How do you
talk
achieve
about.
that with Madonna?
Sorry?
How do you achieve that with Madonna?
Well, first of all, she knows my pictures, and when she says yes to a shooting, she knows what she's getting into, and also she's we know she's for pushing boundaries always and very provocative, and so it's not it's just play, and but that's the difference with actors or musicians. You have to bring out their beauty, and it's mostly like in the personality and. Giving them little roles to play, making them feel comfortable, and yeah.
Do you use music when you shoot?
Yes, loud music.
Loud music.
Really?
So you don't
what-
hear the clicking. I don't really like to hear the clicking. I like to hear the
Yeah.
music, and like everybody is like, it's almost like a party.
Yeah.
It depends, of course, of what kind of shoot we do. But yesterday we did like a witchy kind of story. So we had more
What
like
kind of story?
witchy.
Oh, okay. And what music did you play?
Kind of rock and roll, like
Yeah.
Joan Jett and
Okay.
Billie Eilish. I love Billie Eilish.
Uh-huh.
And this kind of music. But often it's just disco and funk. I love funk music, but always music.
That's cool. And Rihanna, I heard, is your muse or one?
One of them.
One of them. yeah.
Yes. She's so incredible. We did lots of shoots together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like working with her?
I got the call. I was in. She calls me and she said, "Ellen, where are you?" I'm like, "I'm in Berlin." She's, "I'm coming."
Oh, really?
Yes.
From where?
Well, I don't know. I guess from New York. So
Yeah.
she was like, "I'm coming," and then we met in Berlin, and she says, "Oh, I want you to shoot my album cover," and she said, "Where do you want to shoot?" And I said, "Let's shoot in Berlin." So
Right.
we planned it and we shot in Berlin the album cover.
Which one? What album?
Rated R,
Rated R.
and did also another one.
Oh, okay.
And we just saw her the other day, and we like planning to do another shoot in Berlin.
Yeah. So when she came to Berlin, did you then shoot? Did she go home and come back, or did you guys just do the whole album cover then?
No, she came back.
Oh,
we
really?
both came back, yeah.
She came for a meeting.
She came for a meeting.
I know, amazing.
That's wild.
But I don't know if she was in New York. Maybe she was in France. I don't know. But I was like, wow, she's coming for a meeting. It's amazing.
Maybe she was stalking you and she was
Somebody
already in
should tell
Berlin.
her about FaceTime. You
No,
know?
but it's great to meet in real, and like, you know, you get the feeling. And we had a really nice chat, and it was a really great experience to work with her.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what's next? The film, and then where's this show going to next?
I don't know.
It's
I think
here until March
yes,
20th,
yes,
I think,
yes,
in New
yes.
York City.
I don't know actually. We have other plans, but I don't know exactly yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And we talk about that movie role.
Yes.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know when. Let me know where I send my whatever. What do you call it? The
Headshot.
The headshot.
Headshot. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe we can try with the wig or
Yeah,
something.
Village Idiot. I got this a lot.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
See you
Thank
later.
you.
Hi, this is Joseph Arthur. Thanks for checking out Come to Where I'm From. Please support us on Patreon, patreon.com/come to where I'm from. We are an independent podcast, and any contributions you can make are greatly appreciated.